understand that you are only lacking a very simple skill set that you need to have to succeed. Most of us, every single year, we come in and we say, oh, this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. And we tell ourselves this over and over and over again until we are fucking dead. And none of the shit that we tell ourselves every single year ever comes to fruition. Because by the time Thursday or Friday of this week comes around, your old homies start calling. You know, all the weak people that say they want to do the same shit you do, but by Thursday or Friday, you guys are group thinking yourself into a community drinking session to justify your coming off the fucking path already, okay? You have to understand the reason that you have to keep going through this process over and over and over and over and over again is because you lack discipline. You lack the ability to push through things when you don't feel like doing it. You value motivation. You're motivated today. Motherfucker, everybody's motivated today. Every single person in this country has motivation today. They're telling themselves the same story they told themselves over and over and over and over again for the last fucking however many years about what they're gonna do, and they know in their heart they're not gonna do it. They're anxious about it. They have a pit in their stomach. They know it's not gonna happen. They know they're not gonna do it. And the reason they know they're not gonna do it is because they lack the skill necessary to do it. And most of the time, 99% of the time, it's because they misunderstand that discipline is a skill and not a trait. It is not something that someone is born with. Michael Jordan was not born with fucking discipline. Michael Jordan created discipline. He's the greatest fucking achiever athlete of all fucking time. This dude did not create discipline until he was kicked off his fucking high school basketball team. Okay? Then he figured it out. And we all figured it out different places. And I didn't figure it out until I was about 35, 36 years old. Okay? So whatever age you're at, wherever you're at, make today the day that you understand that it is your duty, it is your obligation to yourself and every single person around you to cultivate this skill of discipline. This is why I built 75 Hard. This is why I built Live Hard. And this is also why I give it away for free. Understand that this thing that is keeping you from being where you want to be because you are unable to control anything. You can't pass up on the guys' night out or the girls' night out this coming Thursday or Friday or Saturday because you lack the ability to make decisions in the short term that will benefit you in the long term. You value instant gratification more than delayed gratification. The reason you do is because you've never committed long enough to understand how big the payout is on the delayed gratification. All right? So here's what I want you to do, and this is the second part. I want you today to decide I am going to become disciplined. That should be your only fucking goal. Because if you develop the ability to say no to the guys' nights and the girls' nights, if you have the ability to say no to the alcohol at any time, if you have the ability to say, no, I'm not eating that, I'm not putting that in my mouth because I'm working on this project. If you develop that discipline at that basic level, how different will your life look a year from now? What will you not accomplish that you think in your mind you want to accomplish if you develop that level of discipline? How much difference will it make in your life? How much difference will it make in your finances? If you're able to execute on all the shit you need to do in your career and do it perfectly and then do more because you're so fucking good at getting shit done that you can actually do more in less time, okay, what's that gonna do for your finances? How many times have you told yourself you're gonna get serious about your business or get serious about this project or get serious about your career? How different would your body look if you had done what you said 3 or 4 years ago? What would you look like today? What would you feel like? Now think about that in every single area of your life. Think about it in your fitness. Think about it in your business. Think about it in your relationships. What would your life look like if you had the ability to remove the power of external circumstances from affecting your decision making? What would your life look like? Because this here, what I'm talking about, is the key to you accomplishing anything that you want to accomplish. The entire reason that fat little Andy became who Andy is today, and by the way, I got a long way to go, bro. I'm not sitting up here on the mountaintop preaching to you guys. I'm with you guys. I have a long way to go. I have a lot of shit I want to do, and I know that in the last 4 years, when I figured out how to cultivate discipline in myself, I've been able to supercharge it. And I want you to have that feeling too, because guys, for the longest time, I was just like what you see in society, the shit that I talk shit on all the time. I was that person. That's why I'm so adamant about talking shit about it. When I say to motherfuckers, like, hey bro, you don't need a fucking rest day. You've been resting your whole life. That's because I did that. Okay, when I talk to you about being able to say no to a fucking beer, the reason that that's so powerful is because for years and years and years and years and years, I could not do that. I could not, if you walked up to me and you handed me a fucking beer and I was on a diet, I would fucking drink the beer. No, 100 times out of 100. And I would tell myself this story about how it's okay. I would make up a justification. I would say, oh, well, I don't get to see my buddy too much. Or, oh, well, it's a special, oh, well, fuck, I need a little break. Motherfucker, I've been on a break my whole fucking life. And you have too. Okay, so make this the time that you actually change. And the skill that you need to get from where you are to where you want to go comes entirely from discipline. And you have to build it. So no matter what your goals, no matter what your dreams, no matter what you're trying to do this year, you must understand that cultivating a high level of discipline is absolutely necessary. And it's necessary for many reasons, okay? Because when you start being disciplined, you start to get gritty. You start to develop fortitude. You start to develop the ability to persevere. But here's what's more important. You start to feel good about yourself. You start to believe in yourself. You start to have self-esteem. You start walking with a little pep in your step. You got some confidence because now no longer do you have inanimate external objects making the decisions for you. How fucking weak is that really, dude? How weak is that? That you can't walk past a fucking a beer or a bucket of beers or a fucking appetizer platter or go to a restaurant and not order what is healthy for you off the menu. Dude, I lived that life. I know what that's like. I know how powerless that fucking feels, guys. I lived that. And now I'm so far past that and so far away from that like I can't even relate to it anymore. And these things that you are mystified by that you think are so difficult are really not that difficult. You just have to push through. You have to make a commitment, and you have to make a commitment for long enough that the new habits start to set in. And by the way, 21 days ain't shit. I don't give a fuck what the study says, okay? Most times people will stick for some shit for 21 days. Oh, I didn't drink for 21 days. Oh, I guess I'll celebrate with a drink on day 22. It makes no sense, okay? We need permanent change in ourselves. We need permanent skill development in ourselves. And we also need to understand that when we develop these skills of discipline, of confidence, of self-esteem, all of these things that are skills, they're skills we have to put into them to get out, okay? They don't just live inside of us. When we start to do this, we also must understand that they go away when we abandon them. You don't just build discipline and then you just have it forever. This is why when you see someone who's where it is you want to be, they're usually working extremely hard every single fucking day. And it's confusing to people. People look at it and they say, well, fuck, dude. Why is that guy working so hard? He's already got it made. You're not putting together that the reason he's got it made is because he works that hard. Okay, that's what creates it. So let's get our minds realigned in 23. Let's get our minds right, dude. Let's start valuing the proper things. Let's stop valuing all of this shit that's keeping us from where it is we want to go. Let's stop valuing all the extra partying and all the extra food and all the extra bullshit that all these fat motherfuckers on the internet tell you. Oh, take it easy, man. What are you doing? Why you got to count calories on a holiday? Why you got to do... Bro, look at their lives. Look at their lives. Their lives do not represent lives that you want to live. These are people who are justifying their own inability to stick to things and then making you feel like you should join their little gang of mediocrity. That's not okay. That's not self-love. Self-love is knowing what's best for you and doing it regardless of what's going on. That's self-love. Okay, so if you're gonna hear anything, if you're gonna think anything, understand that if you take the time to truly build this skill in yourself, it is a fucking superpower. It is a superpower because now none of these external circumstances, none of the other things that happen will get you off track ever again. And what would your life look like, dude, if none of this shit ever got you off track? What would it look like? You and I both know it would be completely different. It would be completely different. Your finances would be different. You're wearing different sized clothes. You might have a different partner. You might have a different career. You'd definitely be making more money. These things matter, bro. And I guarantee you that all of this shit that you are trying to do this year is going to be reliant on your ability to say no to the shit that doesn't align.